Come on, honey. I don't want to be here forever.
If food don't kill you, the service will.
Freddy Krueger is a staple of American horror. As a truly recognizable character, Freddy can be found in many different types of media, appearing in things like Robot Chicken, Mortal Kombat, and Rick and Morty. But today, we're going to be looking at Dead by Daylight's version of Freddy Krueger. Freddy was introduced into Dead by Daylight in October of 2017. Now in the game as a playable character, people have been using Freddy for years, but there's one issue with the character model. On June 27th, 2022, at 3:30 a.m., Reddit user Spoon the Unit made a post after noticing something in the game. Before we move on, we have to discuss who Spoon is. Spoon is a small Dead by Daylight YouTuber who may possibly be Freddy Krueger's biggest fan. Spoon has played countless hours of Freddy and loves the character, but after Spoon had noticed what he did, he can't even bring himself to play the character anymore, disgusted what behavior did to Freddy. Now playing any other character in the game, he is visibly frustrated at life. Has anyone noticed that the colors of Freddy's sweater is red and black instead of the iconic red and green from the movies? This should be changed ASAP. It's unbelievable how much of an oversight the developers have made here. This honestly ruined the game for me, as Freddy is my favorite killer, and haven't been able to sleep at night because of this mistake. Do better, please. After 5 years of being in the game, Spoon had his will crushed. Freddy would never be seen in the same light as he had before. Shortly after the post was made, discussion sparked in the comments. Some were outraged, and some just didn't understand the true importance of the situation. Today, we will be looking at the most heated argument to come out of the thread. This debate consists of an aspiring lawyer by the username Stanlery, and renowned internet nerd Papa Kingley. Actually, this isn't a mistake. The license holders wanted them to have the sweater this way. They also wanted them to have 2010 Freddy instead of Robert Englund. Stanlery then enters the conversation. A quick Google search can defraud this assumption, as the 2010 Freddy also has green and black. The producer has said in an interview, it's not just Kermit the Frog green. Instead, it's more of a dark olive green. Now, as you can see from this picture of the 2010 Freddy design, it is clearly red and green on the sweater. This quickly disproves the thought that it could have been a red and black sweater. I'm fully aware that 2010 Freddy has the original sweater color. I'm telling you what the license holders wanted BHVR to do, and this is what they wanted. It's not a mistake, it's just oversight. It's intentional. I think BHVR even brought up why the sweater was the way it was when he dropped it in an old stream. Will they have the rights to a red and black sweater, as it is not Freddy's colorway, therefore invalidating all licensing for that character, hence not being allowed to be put into the game? Just curious as to how they're allowed to do this without proper ownership of these colors on that character. I'm not sure how all of it is handled. I just know that's what the license holders told them to do to the sweater. I'm not sure why they would want it like that. I don't know why it changes, and maybe it's some behind the scenes stuff. But I'm sure if they discussed it, they could get the original color. I guess it's not a big deal to them. Although the holder of the license to Freddy may want it a specific color, I'm not sure they can do it legally is the point where I'm trying to get to. Let's say I own the rights to SpongeBob SquarePants. I am most certainly positive that I cannot change something major about the character and still sell licensing of it to another company. Can you imagine green SpongeBob? No, you cannot. That's not SpongeBob, that's Green Bob. Please stay on topic, buddy. As we could see in the abrasive side episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob did have a green side to him. This green side of SpongeBob completely changed him, and shows that characters aren't the same without their original colors. Now this is a perfect example of how a red and black color scheme Freddy is not the same as a red and green color scheme Freddy. Well, I guess changing one color of the sweater doesn't really matter, considering it doesn't stand out much, as the red you would have to really be focusing to notice it, and I guess it is legal considering how long it's been in the game. Maybe as most people have yet to see it like we have, they do not know about the color change, therefore not bringing it up to the devs like we have done. As a student attending law school, I can only bring this up as a case study in a future class. Are you kidding me? There's a massive difference between the iconic olive green of Freddy's sweatshirt and the bland black in game. Maybe you aren't as much of a Freddy fan as me, but trust me, it's a big deal. Practically not even the same character anymore. Trust me, I'm with you on this, and I agree with you. I'm saying it might not be that big of a difference to them, which is why they haven't bothered changing it since he dropped. Petitions, petitions, petitions. We as people have the right to make a change, so stand up with us against this patriarchy. As the discussion comes to a close, Spoon had one last message to the thread. The more I think about this, the more it disgusts me. Something has to be done. I'm up at 3:47 a.m. and I have work tomorrow at 7 a.m. My sanity is depleting rapidly due to my inability to play my favorite game / killer. I need a response fast. Help. Over 1 month later, Stanley returned to the post with some important information. I've talked to devs within the past month, and I've convinced a dev who does not want to be named to bring up the issue at a future board meeting. I believe this dev who will not be named will help us in our quest to end this treachery. Before I started working on this video, I was able to get into contact with Spoon. Spoon informed me that he had private messages with Stanley, but at some point he ended up losing all of them. Spoon was kind enough to reach out to Stanley for me, and this is the message that we were left with. As we can see from the message, Stanley is determined to fix Freddy. Working hard at change for over a year, we can only wish for Stanley the best. As you can see from the conversation, Dead by Daylight has a large issue with Freddy's sweater. While this not only has ruined Spoon's life, it may lead to large copyright issues. With something this serious at stake, Spoon may one day be seen as a hero. But in the end, will behavior ever change Freddy's sweater?
We'll see, bitch.